the vaccine known as Gardasil. About 8 million American girls have gotten the vaccine. But is it safe?
But today, Merck's HPV vaccine is dealing with a growing number of reports of serious side effects. Amandę Radner, she came down with an illness so excruciating she had to take morphine. Her parents, both doctors, blame Gardasil.
She's gone from the position of being a competitive varsity lacrosse player in high school to somebody who's chronically ill.
14-year-old Jenny developed life-threatening paralysis that's resistant to treatment. Merck and the CDC say Gardasil is safe and effective, and that they've not found a link to any deaths. They also say illnesses reported after vaccinations may not have been caused by the shot.
And my daughter received the vaccine. About 3 weeks later, noticed a little bit of discomfort in her arm. Gradually, over the next few weeks, it got worse and worse. At that point, she was anemic. To be put in the hospital, had a bone marrow biopsy. There was concern that she had leukemia, had a muscle biopsy because of the affected area of her arm. The following summer, she had meningitis as a consequence of her illness. She had a neurologic problem, which was recognized to be part of this illness that required another spinal tap and MRIs and more medication. And it was all localized at the beginning in the arm where she had the Gardasil vaccine. You know, it would take a lot for somebody to come up to me, you know, as a professional and say, you know, I think your daughter is making these symptoms up. She had objective evidence, you know, abnormal spinal taps, clinical events, blood tests that were abnormal. Nobody could look at that and say, this is something, you know, your daughter's making up. This is a coincidence. You know, your daughter has some bizarre illness which doesn't have a name, which we never heard of and can't identify or quantify in any way. But you know, we know that it's not related to the vaccine. Several have come out and say, well, yes, of course, this is obviously related to something in the vaccine.
I couldn't believe that they would put children's lives at risk. And now I feel like I was taken advantage of, and that I was naive, and as was Chris, her life was taken from a vaccine she didn't need, about which we were falsely informed, for a disease she never would have gotten.